Welcome, trendsetters. Here we are again. I thought I'd take a break from some of the more intense political stuff for a reading, and I decided time for a look at Ivanka and Jared's marriage. It's a bit like going to the dentist and you get those Who and Hello magazines and things, catch up on the rich and vacuous. So let's have a look. You'd have to think they promised the world. They were going to be the voices of moderation, remember? They were going to keep him in line. They were going to keep his policies progressive. They were going to be the voice of reason and modernity in the White House. And as we all know, that's gone swimmingly. So I decided to, as the type of reading to do, the spread I'm going to use is that Romany spread that I used for Donald and Melania's marriage. So let's see what's happening here. So bear with me a moment because it is a complicated layout. 1, 2. All right. Okay, just reminding you how this particular reading works. This is a summing up of the marriage at the moment. This was leading into it, what brought them together as people. This is their karmic history. This is their karmic destiny. This is her subconscious things that she brings to the marriage, conscious things, his subconscious, then conscious, then short-term outcome, long-term outcome. Okay, so we'll just keep a bit of mystery there for now. Okay, so what we have at the beginning is the beautiful people, coming forth, emissaries of the king. So they both came, as we know, from hugely successful and famous families. So there they were, galloping forth into the world with new ideas of how to make money when I don't have a brain, so it's a matter of wheeling and dealing. So, you can see why they were drawn to each other. What actually brought them together was, as I just said, money, group work, the idea that I've got a lot of money, you've got a lot of money, let's get married and make more money. So as you can see, they're very, very deep and focused people. So that's beautiful to behold. Okay, now, their karmic destiny. The 7 of Wands. Wands being willpower, fire energy. I suspect they've fought each other before. I seem to remember this from the Red Wedding video. Each one, karmically, each one thinks they're in charge. That makes for an interesting dynamic, does it not? Okay, so subconsciously, what she brought to the table, what she was looking for. She's a Scorpio, so she's a water sign, very watery card. It's the moon. Hugely deceptive emotionally, and that is in the sense that I suspect she is deceptive emotionally. But also there is a slight madness and sadness to this card. So subconsciously, she was a damaged child coming into this relationship. No surprises there when you think about her parents. What she brings consciously is strength. Ivanka is strong. if nothing else, she is one strong dame, you know. She has an almost animal strength, an animal survival instinct. She's not going to go under without a fight, and she will fight. Right, so it's Ivanka. Subconsciously, what did he bring? Well, it would appear not a lot. He is a very private person. Some might say for his own reasons, particularly when he's alone with Ivanka'S wardrobe, but we won't go there. Okay, so he is deeply private and subconsciously was attracted to her because she, being a Scorp, is also quite private. So in other words, he knew on some unconscious level that they would actually get on. Then neither of them are party animals, actually, even though they live in the jet set. So on an unconscious level, it wasn't a bad choice for him. On a conscious level, Wheel of Fortune. This is a funny one to get in a relationship or marriage reading, in the sense, wow, I think he almost didn't care who he married. He just wanted to get married, to get that out of the way. The Wheel of Fortune. Spinning the wheel. I guess he was also thinking, this is the conscious card, it makes sense to marry a society cashed up princess, but he could have married anyone. So I think it was more a subconscious drawing to Ivanka for him, and consciously he actually didn't care. Oh, isn't that fascinating? Okay. The karmic destiny isn't marvellous. That might be the 3 kids. It's hard to know in this overall scenario, now all their lives are so public, it's hard to know which 3 are the most hurtful and the most hurt, and it's impossible to really distinguish all those players. But the karmic destiny, which started with each one thinking they were in charge, not a good ending. Outcome, death card, death of the marriage, that is, not of either of them. Lordy. So if I was reading this as a private reading for a couple, having explained very carefully that death doesn't mean literal death and so forth, I'd be really digging deep to put a positive spin on this. This is not a successful marriage. This is not a marriage where they hang in forever. It ends. Let's see what's that? Yeah, and then the money again. The Apprentice card, is it not perfection? So that, I think, the Apprentice is referring to their karmic lines. Much like Donald and Melania, they failed to pick up on their karmic lessons and deal with it this time. So once the marriage fails, there's going to be shit fights about money. You don't have to be a psychic to predict that. But they're apprentices again. And just like Ivanka'S father, they're going to have to do it again. You know what, it comes back with all these people. There's one thing they've all got in common. Well, there's many things. Greed. But I don't know how much they spend on psychotherapists or other professional people to look at their psychological profiles. But it's perfectly obvious that they can't see their own behaviour. They can't see it in relation to the world. They can't see it in relation to us, meaning mortals, normal people who have normal lives. They can't see it even, sadly, in relation to their children. So if you looked in and you saw Ivanka and Jared skiing in Aspen with these 3 gorgeous children, or Don Jr.'s very attractive offspring, you'd think, what lucky children. You know? But when you see this go down, it's the ultimate poor little rich kid syndrome. This does not make for good parenting. This does not make for happy offspring. Oh, I didn't expect roses here, but I perhaps didn't expect it to be quite so black and white in a sense. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll just go and recover now before I do the next lot of political readings. So please be good to yourselves, and many thanks for those who have donated. Thank you. And for those commenting, keep on commenting. Love it. Missy.